Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Better English Podcast. My name is James. I am your teacher, and I am so happy you are here today. Today is a very special day. We are not doing a grammar lesson. We are not doing a list of words. Today, we are going to tell a story. Everyone loves stories. Stories help us learn. When you listen to a story, you relax. You do not think about rules. You think about the people and the places. You learn English naturally. Our story today is called The Mystery of the Lost Dog. It is a simple story. It is a little bit exciting, and it has a happy ending. This is a slow listening and speaking practice. This practice is for A1 and A2 English learners. We will speak slowly, we will speak clearly, we will practice together. Here is our plan for today. This is very important. Please listen. This is a practice podcast. You must speak. I will tell the story in 4 chapters. For every sentence in the story, we will do 4 things. I will say the sentence. I will say the sentence very slowly. I will say the sentence at a normal speed. I will explain the sentence. I will tell you the meaning of the words. I will explain the grammar, the past tense. Here is your job. This is a listen and pause practice. I will not stop. I will not add a silence. If you want to repeat the sentence, or if you want to shadow me, you must pause the podcast. Yes, you press the pause button. Then you speak the sentence. Out loud. Take your time. Say it clearly. When you are finished, you press play, and we go to the next sentence. This is your practice. You control the speed. You must train your English muscle. Your mouth, your tongue, your lips. They need the practice. Today, we will give them a long, wonderful workout. Are you ready? Get a glass of water. Get a notebook. Relax, and let's begin. Part 1. Vocabulary Warm-Up. Before we start the story, let's learn the key vocabulary. These are the 10 most important words in our story. If you know these words, you will understand everything. I will say the word. I will explain it. Remember, pause the video and repeat the word. Word number 1. Mystery. 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 A mystery is something you do not understand. It is a question with no answer. Where is my key? That is a mystery. Who ate the cake? That is a mystery. Word number 2. Neighbor. 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 A neighbor is the person who lives next to you. My house is here. The house next door belongs to my neighbor. Neighbors can be friends. Word number 3. Garden. 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 A garden is the green space outside your house. It has grass, it has flowers, it has trees. In British English, they say garden. In American English, we often say yard. In this story, we will use garden. Word number 4. Bark. 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 Bark is the sound a dog makes. Woof, woof. The dog is barking. If a dog is quiet, it does not bark. Word number 5. Collar. 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 A collar is the band around the dog's neck. It usually has the dog's name on it. It is made of leather or nylon. Word number 6. Search. 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 Search is a verb. It means to look for. If you lose your keys, you search for them. You look everywhere, under the sofa, in the kitchen. You are searching. Word number 7, worried. 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 Worried is an adjective. It is a feeling. It means you are not calm. You are afraid something bad happened. The mother is worried because her child is late. I am worried about the test. Word number 8, fence. 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 A fence is a wall made of wood or metal. It goes around the garden. It keeps the dog inside the garden. Word number 9, bush. 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 A bush is a small plant. It is smaller than a tree. It has many leaves. It is low to the ground. Animal laws like to hide behind a bush. Word number 10, squirrel. 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 A squirrel is a small animal. It lives in trees. It has a long, fluffy tail. It eats nuts. Dogs love to chase squirrels. Stop! Wow, that was our warm-up. You learned the 10 key words for our story. You are ready. We have been practicing for about 10 minutes. You are doing an incredible job. I see so many people are joining us. This is amazing. I have a question for you. Please, write in the comments below, where are you watching from? Where in the world are you? Are you in Brazil? Hello, Brazil. Are you in India? Hello, India. Are you in Turkey, Japan, Egypt, Germany? Write your country in the comments. I want to see our global family. Wow, look at all these countries. This is why I love this. Thank you. Okay, you are all working so hard. I have one more quick favor to ask. If you are learning English, if you are enjoying this practice, if you want me to do more practice sessions, please, right now, take 1 second and click the like button. And if you are not, please subscribe to the Better English podcast. It is free and it helps our channel so much. It tells me that this is a good lesson. Thank you. I see the likes going up. You are the best. Okay, break is over. We have our words, we have our tools. Now, let's begin the story. The story has 4 chapters. Let's start with chapter 1. Chapter 1, The Quiet Morning. It was a Sunday morning. Let's break it down. Listen, pause, speak. Sentence 1. It was a Sunday morning. It was a Sunday morning. It was a Sunday morning. We use it was to start a story in the past. Sunday is the day of rest. Sentence 2. The sun was shining brightly. The sun was shining brightly. The sun was shining brightly. Was shining is the past continuous tense. It sets the scene. Brightly is an adverb. It means there was a lot of light. It was a beautiful day. Sentence 3. John was sitting in his kitchen. John was sitting in his kitchen. John was sitting in his kitchen. John is our main character. Was sitting is the past continuous. He was relaxed. Sentence 4. He was drinking a cup of hot coffee. He was drinking a cup of hot coffee. He was drinking a cup of hot coffee. This is a lovely morning routine. Hot coffee. Can you smell it? Sentence 5. The house was very quiet. The house was very quiet. The house was very quiet. Quiet means no noise, no sound, silence. Sentence 6. John looked out the window. John looked out the window. John looked out the window. Looked is the past simple action. He used his eyes to see outside. Sentence 7. He looked at his neighbor's garden. He looked at his neighbor's garden. He looked at his neighbor's garden. His neighbor is the person who lives next door. Her name is Mrs. Higgins. Neighbor's garden uses the apostrophe S. This shows possession. The garden belongs to the neighbor. Sentence 8. Usually there was a dog in the garden. Usually there was a dog in the garden. Usually there was a dog in the garden. Usually means almost every day, normally. Sentence 9. The dog's name was Max. The dog's name was Max. The dog's name was Max. Max is a golden retriever. He is a big, friendly, yellow dog. Sentence 10. Max was a happy dog. Max was a happy dog. Max was a happy dog. Happy is the adjective. Max liked to play. Sentence 11. Max usually barked at the birds. Max usually barked at the birds. Max usually barked at the birds. Barked is the past tense of bark. Woof, woof. He barked at the birds. Sentence 12. But today there was no sound. But today there was no sound. But today there was no sound. No sound. It was silent. Sentence 13. John did not see Max. John did not see Max. John did not see Max. Did not see is the negative past tense. Max was gone. Sentence 14. The garden was empty. The garden was empty. The garden was empty. Empty means nothing is there, no people, no dogs. Sentence 15. John felt something was wrong. John felt something was wrong. John felt something was wrong. Felt is the past tense of feel. Wrong means not right, bad. Sentence 16. He put down his coffee. He put down his coffee. He put down his coffee. Put down means to place it on the table. He stopped drinking. Sentence 17. He walked to the front door. He walked to the front door. He walked to the front door. He wanted to investigate. Sentence 18. He opened the door and went outside. He opened the door and went outside. He opened the door and went outside. Went is the past tense of go. Sentence 19. He looked at Mrs. Higgins' house. He looked at Mrs. Higgins' house. He looked at Mrs. Higgins' house. Mrs. Higgins is the neighbor. She is an old lady. She loves her dog. Sentence 20. Mrs. Higgins was standing by the fence. Mrs. Higgins was standing by the fence. Mrs. Higgins was standing by the fence. By means next to. She was next to the fence. Sentence 21. She looked very sad. She looked very sad. She looked very sad. Sad is the opposite of happy. Her face was unhappy. Sentence 22. John walked over to her. John walked over to her. John walked over to her. Walked over implies he crossed the distance between his house and hers. Sentence 23. Good morning, Mrs. Higgins, said John. Good morning, Mrs. Higgins, said John. Good morning, Mrs. Higgins, said John. This is a polite greeting. Sentence 24. Is everything okay? Is everything okay? Is everything okay? This is the question we ask when someone looks sad. Is everything okay? Sentence 25. Mrs. Higgins shook her head. Mrs. Higgins shook her head. Mrs. Higgins shook her head. Shook is the past tense of shake. She moved her head left and right. This means no. Sentence 26. No, John, she said. No, John, she said. No, John, she said. Sentence 27. Max is gone. Max is gone. Max is gone. Gone means he is not here. He disappeared. Sentence 28. I let him out this morning. I let him out this morning. I let him out this morning. Let out means she opened the door so he could go into the garden. Sentence 29. But now I cannot find him. But now I cannot find him. But now I cannot find him. She is searching, but she cannot see him. Sentence 30. John looked at the fence. John looked at the fence. John looked at the fence. Sentence 31. There was a hole in the fence. There was a hole in the fence. There was a hole in the fence. A hole is an open space, a broken part. It was big enough for a dog. Sentence 32. Do not worry, said John. Do not worry, said John. Do not worry, said John. He wants to comfort her. He wants her to be calm. Sentence 33. We will find him. We will find him. We will find him. Will shows the future. It is a promise. Sentence 34. I will help you search. I will help you search. I will help you search. Search means look for. John is a good neighbor. Chapter 2. The Search. Okay, Max is missing. This is the mystery. Now John and Mrs. Higgins must look for the dog. Let's continue our practice. Remember, pause the video and speak. Sentence 35. John went back to his house. John went back to his house. John went back to his house. Went back means he returned. Sentence 36. He put on his shoes. He put on his shoes. He put on his shoes. Put on means to wear. He needed shoes to walk outside. Sentence 37. He grabbed his jacket. He grabbed his jacket. He grabbed his jacket. Grabbed means took quickly. Sentence 38. He went out to the street. He went out to the street. He went out to the street. Sentence 39. Mrs. Higgins was waiting. Mrs. Higgins was waiting. Mrs. Higgins was waiting. She was staying in the same place. Sentence 40. Which way did he go? Asked John. Which way did he go? Asked John. Which way did he go? Asked John. Which way means left, right, straight. He is asking for the direction. Sentence 41. I do not know, said Mrs. Higgins. I do not know, said Mrs. Higgins. I do not know, said Mrs. Higgins. Sentence 42. They started to walk down the street. They started to walk down the street. They started to walk down the street. Down the street simply means along the street. Sentence 43. John called the dog's name. John called the dog's name. John called the dog's name. Called here means he shouted. Sentence 44. Max, Max, where are you? Max, Max, where are you? Max, Max, where are you? This is what you shout when you lose something. Sentence 45. Mrs. Higgins also called. Mrs. Higgins also called. Mrs. Higgins also called. Also means too. She did the same thing. Sentence 46. Max, come home, boy. Max, come home, boy. Max, come home, boy. People often call male dogs boy. Good boy. Sentence 47. They looked under cars. They looked under cars. They looked under cars. Under means below. Maybe Max was hiding. Sentence 48. They looked behind bushes. They looked behind bushes. They looked behind bushes. Behind means at the back of. Sentence 49. They asked a neighbor. They asked a neighbor. They asked a neighbor. They saw another person. Sentence 50. Excuse me, did you see a dog? Excuse me, did you see a dog? Excuse me, did you see a dog? This is a polite question. Did you see? Sentence 51. A big yellow dog? A big yellow dog? A big yellow dog? They describe Max. Sentence 52. The neighbor shook his head. The neighbor shook his head. The neighbor shook his head. He said no with his head. Sentence 53. No, I did not see a dog, he said. No, I did not see a dog, he said. No, I did not see a dog, he said. Sentence 54. Mrs. Higgins began to cry. Mrs. Higgins began to cry. Mrs. Higgins began to cry. Began is the past of begin. Cry means tears came from her eyes. She was very sad. Sentence 55. She was very worried. She was very worried. She was very worried. She thought Max was lost forever. Sentence 56. We will find him, said John again. We will find him, said John again. We will find him, said John again. John is trying to be strong for her. Sentence 57. They walked to the park. They walked to the park. They walked to the park. The park is near their street. Sentence 58. The park was big and green. The park was big and green. The park was big and green. Sentence 59. Max loved the park. Max loved the park. Max loved the park. This is why they went there. Maybe Max went to his favorite place. Sentence 60. There were many trees. There were many trees. There were many trees. Sentence 61. John looked left. John looked left. John looked left. Sentence 62. John looked right. John looked right. John looked right. Sentence 63. He did not see Max. He did not see Max. He did not see Max. Sentence 64. Suddenly, John heard a sound. Suddenly, John heard a sound. Suddenly, John heard a sound. Suddenly means very quickly, unexpected. Heard is the past tense of hear. Sentence 65. It was a small sound. It was a small sound. It was a small sound. Sentence 66. Woof, woof, woof. This is the sound of a bark. Sentence 67. John stopped walking. John stopped walking. John stopped walking. Sentence 68. Did you hear that? He asked. Did you hear that? He asked. Did you hear that? He asked. Sentence 69. Mrs. Higgins listened. Mrs. Higgins listened. Mrs. Higgins listened. She used her ears carefully. Sentence 70. Woof, 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 woof. The sound was louder. Chapter 3. The Discovery. We heard a sound. Is it Max? Let's find out. You are doing great. Keep pausing and repeating. Sentence 71. The sound came from a big tree. The sound came from a big tree. The sound came from a big tree. came from tells us the origin of the sound. Sentence 72. There was a large bush under the tree. There was a large bush under the tree. There was a large bush under the tree. Remember, a bush is a small leafy plant. Sentence 73. John walked quietly to the bush. John walked quietly to the bush. John walked quietly to the bush. Quietly is an adverb. He walked without noise. Shh. Sentence 74. He moved the leaves. He moved the leaves. He moved the leaves. He pushed the green parts of the plant aside. Sentence 75. There was Max. There was Max. There was Max. He found him. Sentence 76. Max was sitting under the tree. Max was sitting under the tree. Max was sitting under the tree. Sentence 77. Max looked at John. Max looked at John. Max looked at John. Sentence 78. Max wagged his tail. Max wagged his tail. Max wagged his tail. Wagged means moved back and forth. When a dog is happy, it wags its tail. Sentence 79. Max, you bad boy, said John. Max, you bad boy, said John. Max, you bad boy, said John. He says bad boy, but he is smiling. He is happy. Sentence 80. Mrs. Higgins ran to the tree. Mrs. Higgins ran to the tree. Mrs. Higgins ran to the tree. Ran is the past tense of run. She moved very fast. Sentence 81. Oh, Max, she cried. Oh, Max, she cried. Oh, Max, she cried. Here, cried means shouted with emotion. Sentence 82. She hugged the dog. She hugged the dog. She hugged the dog. Hugged means she put her arms around him. Sentence 83. Max licked her face. Max licked her face. Max licked her face. Licked is what dogs do with their tongues. It is a dog kiss. Sentence 84. Why was Max there? Why was Max there? Why was Max there? This is a question. What was the reason? Sentence 85. John looked up at the tree. John looked up at the tree. John looked up at the tree. Sentence 86. He saw a small animal. He saw a small animal. He saw a small animal. Sentence 87. It was a squirrel. It was a squirrel. It was a squirrel. Remember our vocabulary words? The squirrel lives in the tree. Sentence 88. The squirrel was sitting on a branch. The squirrel was sitting on a branch. The squirrel was sitting on a branch. Sentence 89. The squirrel looked down at Max. The squirrel looked down at Max. The squirrel looked down at Max. Sentence 90. Now John understood. Now John understood. Now John understood. Understood is the past tense of understand. He knew the reason. Sentence 91. Max chased the squirrel. Max chased the squirrel. Max chased the squirrel. Chased means ran after. Max ran after the squirrel. Sentence 92. The squirrel ran up the tree. The squirrel ran up the tree. The squirrel ran up the tree. Sentence 93. Max could not climb the tree. Max could not climb the tree. Max could not climb the tree. Dogs cannot climb trees. Squirrels can. Sentence 94. So Max waited. So Max waited. So Max waited. Sentence 95. He waited for the squirrel to come down. He waited for the squirrel to come down. He waited for the squirrel to come down. Sentence 96. But the squirrel stayed up. But the squirrel stayed up. But the squirrel stayed up. Sentence 97. John laughed. John laughed. John laughed. Ha ha ha, it was a funny situation. Sentence 98. Max is a hunter, said John. Max is a hunter, said John. Max is a hunter, said John. A hunter is someone who catches animals. Max thinks he is a hunter. Sentence 99. Mrs. Higgins laughed too. Mrs. Higgins laughed too. Mrs. Higgins laughed too. Sentence 100. She was so happy. She was so happy. She was so happy. Chapter 4. The Happy Ending. We found Max. Now we must go home. This is the final part. Pause, repeat, and smile. Sentence 101. Let's go home, Max, said Mrs. Higgins. Let's go home, Max, said Mrs. Higgins. Let's go home, Max, said Mrs. Higgins. Sentence 102. She held his collar. She held his collar. She held his collar. Held is the past tense of hold. She held the band around his neck. Sentence 103. They walked out of the park. They walked out of the park. They walked out of the park. Sentence 104. Max walked happily. Max walked happily. Max walked happily. Happily is the adverb. He walked in a happy way. Sentence 105. They walked down the street. They walked down the street. They walked down the street. Sentence 106. They arrived at Mrs. Higgins' house. They arrived at Mrs. Higgins' house. They arrived at Mrs. Higgins' house. Sentence 107. Mrs. Higgins opened the gate. Mrs. Higgins opened the gate. Mrs. Higgins opened the gate. Sentence 108. Max ran into the garden. Max ran into the garden. Max ran into the garden. Sentence 109. He drank some water from his bowl. He drank some water from his bowl. He drank some water from his bowl. Drank is the past of drink. He was thirsty after his adventure. Sentence 110. I need to fix the fence, said John. I need to fix the fence, said John. I need to fix the fence, said John. Fix means to repair, to make it good again. Remember the hole? Sentence 111. John went to his garage. John went to his garage. John went to his garage. The garage is where you keep cars and tools. Sentence 112. He got a piece of wood. He got a piece of wood. He got a piece of wood. Sentence 113. He got a hammer and nails. He got a hammer and nails. He got a hammer and nails. These are tools. You hit the nail with the hammer. Bang, bang. Sentence 114. He fixed the hole in the fence. He fixed the hole in the fence. He fixed the hole in the fence. Sentence 115. Now Max could not escape. Now Max could not escape. Now Max could not escape. Escape means to get out or run away. Max is safe now. Sentence 116. Mrs. Higgins made tea. Mrs. Higgins made tea. Mrs. Seven made tea. Sentence 117. She invited John inside. She invited John inside. She invited John inside. Invited means she asked him to come in. Sentence 118. They sat in the kitchen. They sat in the kitchen. They sat in the kitchen. Sentence 119. They drank tea and ate biscuits. They drank tea and ate biscuits. They drank tea and ate biscuits. Biscuits are cookies in British English. Sentence 120. Max slept on the floor. Max slept on the floor. Max slept on the floor. Slept is the past tense of sleep. Sentence 121. He was tired. He was tired. He was tired. Sentence 122. Being lost is hard work. Being lost is hard work. Being lost is hard work. Sentence 123. Thank you, John, said Mrs. Higgins. Thank you, John, said Mrs. Higgins. Thank you, John, said Mrs. Higgins. Sentence 124. You are a good neighbor. You are a good neighbor. You are a good neighbor. Sentence 125. John smiled. John smiled. John smiled. Sentence 126. I am happy Max is safe, he said. I am happy Max is safe, he said. I am happy Max is safe, he said. Safe means not in danger. He is okay. Sentence 127. It was a long morning. It was a long morning. It was a long morning. Sentence 128. But it had a happy ending. But it had a happy ending. But it had a happy ending. Sentence 129. The mystery was solved. The mystery was solved. The mystery was solved. Solved means we found the answer. We know where Max was. Sentence 130. Everyone was happy. Everyone was happy. Everyone was happy. You did it. You did it. You finished the story. You practiced 130 sentences. You learned new words. Mystery, neighbor, squirrel, search, safe. You practiced the past tense. Walked, looked, went, saw, heard. You are an English superstar. I am so proud of you. That was hard work. My homework for you. Please bookmark this podcast. Practice this story one more time this week. The first time, listen and pause. The second time, try to speak with me. Tell the story to your friend or your dog. Practice makes perfect. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. This was the Better English Podcast. My name is James. I have one last question for you. Please write in the comments. Do you have a pet? Do you have a dog? A cat? A bird? A squirrel? Tell me about your pet. If you liked this practice, please like and subscribe. It helps our channel so much, and it tells me you want more stories. You are a fantastic student. Keep practicing. Keep speaking. Goodbye and take care.